Man, this is hard.
China is spoiling people.
这啥玩意儿呢？天天在家待着，把我变懒了，我现在在楼市真生活不了了，都怪你们中国人，中国太好了。
Those who have experienced the comfort that this country has to offer, those who have traveled in and out, some can't even think of the second travel destination after they have been to China. And those who have experienced the comfort that this country has to offer, the accessibility, the fastness, the easiness, like, oh, how should I describe this? Because it's just amazing, are having a hard time thinking. Just the thought of going back to their countries is making them stressful.
Now,
If
you're watching this, it's currently my last day in China, and I'm headed to the airport. Now, if you're watching this, it's currently my last day in China, and I'm headed to the airport. But first, I want to talk to you guys. I've tried to make this video so many times without crying. Usually my videos are edited and they're well thought out. I didn't write any script or anything. I'm just going off the top of my head, but I wanted to tell you guys why I'm leaving. Oh, man. For those who don't know, I moved to China almost a year ago to the date to content create full time. And you guys have changed my life. We're about to hit 80,000 followers and almost 2 million likes. And it's been unreal. I've made more than 1,000 videos here in China. I've showed you guys my life every single day, the good, the bad, the ugly, the everything. I have not sugarcoated one video. I've shown you guys what my life looks like. My time here is something I cannot describe in one video. I've worked with countless brands, numerous artists, and there goes my spotlight. Nice. This is a real, raw version, unedited video, unlike a lot of my vlogs that you guys are used to.
China is spoiling people. And this creator presented it in a very interesting way. This is a Russian living in China, and she's saying,
中国太好，中国太好了。我越来越不喜欢中国了，我现在都回不了俄罗斯了，咋回事呢？家人们，在中国生活我都变懒了呀，饿的时候都不用去做饭，哪儿都有好吃的，都不用做饭呢。闲，你不想出门，你不想穿衣服，不想下楼，也不用，用手机点外卖就能吃饱，20分钟就到了。咋回事呢？我咋去俄罗斯呢？先说别的，你们衣服穿了，想买新的衣服呢，用手机买，2天就到了。
and you get that. The country has made you feel so comfortable that you feel like your country has nothing much to offer you.
大家好，我是 Sam. We've just come back from our holiday in China, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm struggling. Like, genuinely struggling. Because in China, you don't need cash, you don't need a card, you don't even need to think. Everything is on your phone. You want to buy food? Beep. You want to get a taxi? Beep. You want to buy a bottle of water from a random street vendor at 2 a.m? Beep. Even splitting the bill is like 2 seconds. No awkward maths. No I'll send it later. It's done. Fast forward to the UK. I walk into a shop feeling confident. I pick up my drink, go to pay, and suddenly it's like a history lesson. Cash or card? Cash? Card? Wait, my card doesn't work. Contactless limit? Declined. Chip and pin? I forgot my pin. Apple Pay? Terminal's not working. Now there's a queue forming behind me. People sighing. I'm sweating. My wife's looking at me. Like, how did you survive before China? And I'm just standing there, thinking. In China, this transaction would have literally taken just 1 second. One. And here I am, fighting for my life over a £2 drink. I swear, once you get used to mobile payments in China, there is no going back. It's just too smooth, too easy, too addictive. Now every time I hear cash or card, I feel personally attacked. Tell me honestly, if you've experienced both, which one do you prefer, China or the UK, when it comes to paying for things?
One of the many reasons I love China is they really think of everything. If you walk into pretty much any dressing room when shopping to try clothes on, they will always have shoes for you. Just some simple little slides so you're not barefoot. Just genius.
This is exactly what I mean when I say that China is so much less stressful than anywhere else I've ever lived. Because, for example, the point when I said that I can get taxis whenever I want, wherever I want. If it's raining, I don't have to stress about going out in the rain and taking public transport. I can just call a taxi because it's affordable enough that I can just call a taxi. Or if I'm stressing about what am I going to cook, I can just order in. Or obviously I can get food delivered as well for a relatively good price. Or if my apartment is messy, I can just hire a cleaner to come and clean for me. Or if I'm really stressed, I can take a holiday. All of these things in China make my life so much stressful and so much more enjoyable. And it's also the buying power here. I know I'm on a great salary. Also, it's just that I can do so much more with my money when I'm here and more enjoyable things. You know, not having to check my bank account, not having to live paycheck to paycheck. I did when I first moved to China. I was paycheck to paycheck because I was on a lot less than I am now. But it's just, yeah, when she says money isn't everything, but it makes life less stressful, that is it, to a T. Also, I'm so happy that you love your little life in China. I love mine too.
Maybe I'm a white trash, but I've never been to a restaurant that has ice in a wash basin, golden toilets, urinals. I'm not showing you this right now. Okay, that's the most I can show you. Flowers in a toilet.
And walls made of marble.
Maybe I'm not used to good things, high-end lifestyle. But this is a lot of gold. This is ice in a wash basin. Flowers over my head, and I'm not in the Dubai. The door is also golden. Look at that. The whole thing is gold. Yo, Shenzhen, China.
Here we have soap. And here water. Damn. And then I guess you can do the ice plunge with your face. Oh, actually, it's pretty refreshing. Actually, it's pretty nice. Maybe that's why it's here. Maybe that's the purpose. Anyway, pretty cool. I don't know what you think about it. Let me know.
Is it a regular fancy restaurant, or is just me being a peasant?
China is just so technologically advanced. This hand washing station in Shake Shack, you just put your hands in. It starts with soap, then it moves on to water. And then once you're all done washing, it will pop out with the paper towel. It is perfectly timed so that way you end up with nice, fresh, clean hands.
I just want to talk about China, and this is where I start to get emotional because my time here has been phenomenal. Like, I actually can't put it into words how crazy my life has been here. You guys have seen it through TikTok, but you guys haven't really fully lived it and experienced it like I have every single day. It's truly true. Like, I don't know how to explain living here. Every day I woke up here, it was something new. Walking the streets, you're always going to see something crazy. You're going to see people getting haircuts on the side of the road. You're going to see people eating noodles and dumplings out of this crazy looking shop. You're going to see all sorts of cool things. And then on top of that, I got to visit so many amazing places. I went to Shanghai, saw all the cool futuristic things. I went to visit my friend in Xichang and got to show you the Yi people and the Yi culture. I went to Chongqing, got to experience the cyberpunk. I went to so many different cities here in China, and I'll forever be grateful. I also got well connected with a lot of the artists here. I was with very, very famous rappers and musicians here, and I'm also grateful for that. I also think I learned a lot living here, and I matured a lot. One thing I learned from the Chinese people is how reserved they are. They think before they act, and they think before they speak. And that really meant a lot to me. That slowed my pace down a little bit, and I really got to learn a lot from the people here. And if you've never had the opportunity to live in a different country, I highly recommend it. You don't know what it holds, and I still don't know what more China holds. But seeing the life here, experiencing all the different cultures, seeing how people truly live on a day-to-day basis is something that I will carry with me for the rest of my life. And I know I'm leaving, but China will always feel like home. I can always come back, and I know how to navigate through life here. I know how to settle here if I wanted to come back ever again. I know how life works here. And for all of you guys who have been following the China journey, I thank you so, so much. But I am leaving. So if this makes me lose followers, whatever, because if all you want to see is China, then okay, follow somebody else. But I will be going to many other places, and I will be living back in Miami. Now I'll probably turn this camera off and cry again because I feel so emotional right now, and it's so, so hard leaving. But I'll never look back, and I will always be thankful for my time here. And I don't really know where this video is going. I just wanted to turn on the camera and to let you guys know how I feel. But I just wanted to leave off with one last message. And as cliche as it is, I just want to say, follow your dreams. Because I'm just a kid from a small town in Nevada, and you guys have seriously changed my life. And don't listen to any of the negativity. I dealt with doubt time and time again. I had to make so many sacrifices. I had to leave so many people, so many things that I was comfortable with to start a whole new life here. And I'm forever grateful, and I would do it 100 times over. Like, I'm so sad to leave, you guys don't understand. But it's a bittersweet feeling. This chapter closes, but the next one opens. And yeah, that's it. I don't really know what more to say. But if you made it this far, I love you guys so much. God is good always. God is very good. And that's it, man. I'll see y'all in Thailand. As always, you guys know what to say. I love you guys. Be safe. Peace.
Why am I obsessed with China? That's the question, and I received this question different times in private messages, and I can tell you that I'm a person that have traveled a lot. I didn't visit, like now it's trendy, like all the country all over the world, but I'm around 50 countries. I need to calculate better, but like I'm around 50 countries. And I have never had an obsession with China. Honestly, it was like, okay, another country, a big other country there in the area. I can say you that since 4 years ago, I'm obsessed with Asia in general, but I was not calculating China. Why? Because like, I'm a girl that loves this kind, honestly, I'm like this, so I can say this. I'm a girl that loves this kind of trip where also there is a like relax, beautiful blue beaches, like amazing water and everything. So I never thought that China can offer something like this. And when I want to go to vacation, because I travel a lot, but I don't travel the entire time of my life. So I still have my life, and then I travel a lot. I was thinking I still want to have this kind of vacation. I still want to have a little bit of tropical and everything. But, you know, after deciding where to travel, one time I say, okay, now it's the time for my husband to decide. And he was like already probably 2 years telling me, let's go to China, let's go to China, let's go to China. And I always say, no, let's go to, I don't know, we went to Polynesia, let's go there, let's go Indonesia, let's go. I always decided to do something else, also because the moment when we could travel were always a moment in which in China the weather is fine, but it's not hot. And I like hot tropical weather. So that also was all the reasons. But after years and years telling me, let's go to China, let's go to China, let's go to China, I say to him, okay, let's go to China. We will go to China, but you need to plan, tell me where, when, and everything, okay? He is not really well planned, and usually I'm the person who plan, but planning a trip to China is honestly not easy. And I want to share with you all my suggestion for a person who's gonna go for the first time to China. If you've already been, you already know everything, but since when I have this freaking obsession with China. So at the end of the story about going to China, we arrive in China mid-November. Mid-November is like a moment in which in some areas it's still warm because China is huge, so it has still a tropical area. But we want to enter and visit also not just the tropical area, we want to see a little bit of what is called like simple China, or the usual entrance to China. So we arrived to Shanghai. Honestly, our first itinerary, it's crazy. I never heard someone to do something like this, but I think it's one of the best itinerary we have ever done. I can share with you totally. It's totally something different. I never heard something like this. I always heard like Beijing, Shanghai, Xi'an, and Zhangjiajie or something like this. Anyway, and then I said, okay, let's go, let's do it. It was not that I was not totally in the mood, but I was like, I want to have good weather. It was the only thing I want to have good weather. And I let's say I didn't have any kind of rain, but I was not expected when we were in Nanjing, that I love Nanjing. Oh my God, probably it's one of my favorite cities where I've been, Nanjing. We had like 2 Celsius degrees and I started to wear like many things. But beside of this, it doesn't matter. I don't know, like my expectation probably were not huge, but I really wanted to visit something that gave me like a little bit of shock. Okay, so when I visited for the first time Asia was in Thailand, and I was expecting to have this kind of shock in Thailand, and when I came back, I love Thailand, but I didn't felt this shock. I don't know, like, okay, it's cool, it's beautiful, amazing. And then you get any kind of shock. They speak in English, amazing. And in China, you arrive and you are gonna have this shock. The first days, even for someone that travel a lot, the first days are gonna be like, the first at least hour. If you are a person that travel a lot, at least hours or one day. How can I pay? Does it work? How can I take this? Oh, the map doesn't work, blah, 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 blah. There are so many things that don't work. I don't know. So first of all, I love this kind of uncomfortable sensation. But beside of this, I think slowly fall in love with China. I love Shanghai. I love where we went to Suzhou. Even the first day in Suzhou, that's close to Shanghai, I wake up early in the morning with no people, and I just went by myself around with no people. It was like, what is this? I was almost crying for how beautiful it was. So slowly, like, oh, that's beautiful, that's amazing, oh my God, and also the other thing, that it's really, really, really safe. It's affordable, it's safe. The people are, in Italian we would say, colorful. What that means in colorful, I would say that they want to be part of your trip. They are coming to you. They are curious. I have something happen to me in the last trip. It was amazing, with 2 little girls, two really young girls coming to me, but this is another story. So there are many reasons why I fall in love with China, but the main thing, the most important thing, it was not in love with China before. And probably I could say this is my fault. In Western world, our expectation for China were low. It's starting, like people are starting to go and are showing, like I'm showing, how beautiful the country is. And I visited 25 places, something like this, or 20 places, and there is much more to discover. Also, I'm sure that China has negative things like smoking and other things, but every country it has. I'm from Italy. It's not everything beautiful here. I don't know if you have been, but it is like this. So I don't know, I spoke a lot, but I think that the reason why I fall in love with China is because the expectations are much lower than what you really will find there, how people are, how beautiful the place is, and open and closed parentheses. I don't know how really rural China is, so I can speak for what I saw, but I've been not just in big city, I've been also in smaller places, and I like them. This is an obsession, and I think I'm gonna go back to China in the next years, many times. I want to visit so many different places. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about is the Western China, that I don't know if really the logistics is so easy as in the other part. But that is, long story short, why I fall in love with this country.
Like this is what I call the effect of traveling, because when you travel, it has to be a challenging journey, but sometimes we travel with our own preconceived ideas, and it makes us not discover what we went for. Like, yeah, there's so many videos that present China in a very awkward way, and mostly I've noticed that those videos come from people who have never been to China, but these are people with first-hand information. They're vlogging, they're moving around with their cameras, and if you guys say that those who speak positively about this country are always paid by their government, like, can you count the number of creators who are on social media, different social media platforms, speaking about the experiences in China? What is that government that is able to offer everyone payment for that? The one sponsoring the CIA? Anyway, so it has been an exciting compilation. Thank you so much for being here. I love and appreciate you. I love interacting. How does it make you feel? As a Chinese watching this, as an Asian watching this, I know they also get the same experience in Taiwan, and some in Japan get the same experience. In Thailand, there's a lot of good things in South Korea and these other countries that are offering people, Singapore, that are offering people experiences that are really amazing. Those who come from Asian countries, like Asian countries. So there's a lot coming from that side. How does it make you feel when you see people traveling out of your country with such high regard for your country? How does it make you feel? As a Chinese living abroad, as a Chinese in China, how does it make you feel? Thank you so much for being here. I love and appreciate you. Goodbye for now.